All right, welcome everyone to Weekly for Eek. This week it is the fourth rendition of PPA's Weekly Heat series, and this time we got a very special guest with Steel Revolution. Go and say hi.
Hello.
Hello,
Just be
hello.
prepared. One of these clips is about me getting my rear end kicked by a second stage starter Pokemon, so just be ready for that in a big rant.
Yeah, we got some extremely exciting matches featuring our own co-host, so I'm sure he's gonna have plenty of thoughts on which conspired in that set. So, yeah, let's get right into it, and we're actually gonna lead off right with that set, with Paladin from Lodge Ice. Yeah, like we said, sorry, Steel. So let me go and open up these replays real quick. Both of them. So yeah, go and talk us through what you were kind of thinking just with your prep going into this week. Obviously, he has a really good trigger mode with the Necrozma, Duskmane, and the Ursaluna, but just kind of give us your thoughts about what you were expecting.
I don't know about the exact set, but I'm pretty sure I was running a slow Kyogre. Well, no, I was running Scarf. I remember. I
That's
remember my
right, yeah, it
strategy
was
this
Scarf.
to try to overwhelm them before they could get Trick Room up, because they really only had three attackers, and only I'm pretty sure two of them can set Trick Room.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's
I,
actually a really fair strategy just with the power of the rain mode with Kyogre.
mhm.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, it sucks.
yeah,
Like, I'm probably gonna run another rank team next season, but I'm grabbing Torn round one.
of course, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and start playing this replay. So obviously we see the Talonflame lead with the Necrozma, and we see your Scarf Kyogre with the Raichu, right? So at this point, we're thinking probably like a fake out into either one of these two Pokemon and just immediately clicking the really strong water move. That's pretty much
I'm
your
pr
thinking at this point.
I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure I went fake out into Talonflame because that priority Brave Bird with Gale Wings.
Yeah. So
I'm
definitely
pretty
don't
sure
want to
that's
use
what
a
I
speed
did.
up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, that's right. I tarried water so I could. Oh, that's right. They did the double protect, didn't they?
Yeah, just to kind of get a read on what was going on. And you Terra Water immediately. I actually really like that. Just the idea of just getting that damage off. Like, even if it resists, it's going to do a ton because of the stab with the rain. And, like, what is his answer? You're just kind of scouting out to see what he wants to do. So we do see that
I'm.
Terra Grass from the Crozma.
Mhm. And then the Dragon Dance, which scared the ever-loving crap out of my pants.
No, I'll bet. But even here, let's just go and pause real quick. That did 41, or not, it round down to 41% with that water spout, and that's a resisted hit. And with the Prism Armor, doesn't Prism Armor reduce the damage of the first hit? Is that how that works? I forget
No,
exactly.
no. I checked before I started. It's like Solid Rock. It does 25 minus to super effective
Oh,
hits.
okay,
So if you hit it with a
gotcha,
ground move, for
gotcha,
example, it wouldn't take damage. It would as much damage.
gotcha. So still, that's a resisted hit, and that's taking it well below half. So you're sitting in a solid position at this point, but you do see
And
now Necrozma is able to outspeed you and hit you with some really strong attacks.
yeah, I swear I should have brought Choice Scarf Basket Legion. That would have absolutely murdered them with a last respects.
Yeah,
Or honestly, really just anything. It would have got them.
yeah. So we do see the Nuzzle come out from the Raichu to reduce the speed. So you're still in a solid position at this point. But the
Better
Sunny
the
Day
Sunny Day go.
Fame, wow, really, really interesting braying by Lodge Ice to negate your rain mode.
If it wasn't for the Sunny Day, I would have killed him.
Yeah, absolutely. But just with that, he's able to live that hit. Does take that life orb chip, and you do take him out with that Volt Switch. So at this point, it's you're up one against him, and you're feeling decent, but you do have the disadvantage of the weather being up against you.
Which actually, I was running Weather Ball on Thundurus, so I was really hoping that wouldn't be the case.
Gotcha.
But then here comes the demon.
The demon itself, Coolodin the goat.
Mhm.
So we see the fake out into the Ursa. Woodhammer brings that Raichu down.
Which does way more than I think any Woodhammer should.
Yeah, absolutely. And could you remind me what your item was on Thundurus?
Oh, Focus Sash.
Focus Sash.
I,
Gotcha.
it was either that or Specs.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it was Specs.
So yeah, at this point, he protects. He still has Tailwind up, and that Ursaluna's looks like it's trained pretty speedily, and he's able to take that out. But that Quilladin doing some solid damage. But it's really that next game that we really see it put in the work. So yeah, at this point, we see it's a little bit too little, too late. We see that really cool power sky attack take that Ursaluna down to 25%.
Yeah, but then it immediately gets killed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a little bit too little, too late. But what were you thinking just kind of at this point going into game 2?
Pretty much like I swear to God. Pretty much. Okay, what was that? What was that one meme like a few months ago? It was like the Napoleon meme.
I'm trying to think.
It was like the French songs, like the sad song, like I'm doomed. It was like that.
Is it like the Bowie song? I'm trying to think.
I think it was that one.
So that's basically what you're feeling at this point, right?
Yeah.
All
Pretty
right.
much like in this specific matchup, I was terrified of his ogre pawn
Mhm.
because it's an ogre pawn. The follow me would have got rid of anything I could have done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like,
And
it
grass mode
terrified me.
really threatens that rain mode that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's go and get into this game 2. Lodge leads with the Koladin this time. And at this point, you only know that it has Woodhammer. So did you even know it got Wide Guard?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, like it's really just a niche pick that just really, really good prep by Lodge. So we see the kind of a similar lead with the fake out, but we do see Braviary setting up Tailwind this time. So at this point, you're like, I need to make sure I win the speed war. I'm going to get my own Tailwind up. And I think that's a really, really good call out by you. You get a little bit more speed control with the Nuzzle, make sure that Necrozma can't do too much against you. And now this Koladin is still eating a lot of hits while hitting you with the Endeavor. Wow, I forgot it had that.
Yeah, it honestly, like Chestnut, I'm expecting somebody to draft Chestnut in like the first 4 rounds next season.
Yeah, and with us going into Reg H next season, no legendaries are restricted, so Chestnut could be a really good pickup. Just with
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's what Regulation H is?
Yep, it's going to be 0 legendaries.
Does that include Paradox?
Yep, no Paradox.
Oh.
It's going to be really, really interesting. So we see the Wide Guard at this point. So this is where things get spicy for you.
Mm-hmm. Like literally, there was nothing I could do because I was locked into what's the thing called?
So you were specs on the Sludge Bomb.
Yeah.
Then. Gotcha.
But
and Koladin being bulletproof and being immune to that Sludge Bomb, I think was an inadvertent tech. But it ended up perfectly walling you because of that.
Yeah, there's literally nothing I could do because Necrozma Steel type, that's bulletproof. Thunderous is just useless.
Wow. Like, kind of an inadvertent preparation, but it really just kind of worked out perfectly for Lodge Eyes, and there's nothing he could have done.
You literally say, I said GG at the beginning of the turn because I knew I was fucked.
Yeah. So being specs on that Thunderous really just kind of what did you in at this point, and like just perfect prep by Lodge Eyes, like well played.
I swear, Koladin is my least favorite Pokemon now because of this match. I hate it with a burning passion. I just want to punch its stupid little pointy nose in.
Yeah, well, hopefully you know for next time the threat that this Mon brings to the table, and you will not treat it with such lighthearted disrespect.
Dude, honestly, I gotta think of this whole thing's got me thinking of like I said I was gonna draft Torn round 1, but I got no idea who I'm gonna draft round 1 now.
Yeah, because Torn's not gonna be in Reg H.
Yeah, I might bring back the LME Typhlosion from season 4.
That could be it. That really could be. But yeah, anyways, let's go and move on to our next set. Feathers, again, making another feature on Weekly Heat. He seems to just love being featured with some really, really cool games. But we got a really, really cool set. It was Heat versus Heat, basically. Wigglytuff versus Mienfoo in his game against Smash. And it was just like a support mon with Wigglytuff doing everything it needed to do versus just a lot of damage coming out from a mon that you wouldn't really expect in the Mienfoo. Yeah, let's go and get
I only saw like game 1 of this because you tasked me with writing down a few matches. So I just saw game. I saw like I'm pretty sure Tux Max posted something about the Wigglytuff and Weekly Heat in the Weekly Heat section of the channel.
Yeah.
So I just went to game 1 to see what was going on.
Yeah. So this is an extremely really cool set on the Wigglytuff. It's Perish Song and Knockoff. And it really just kind of neuters Smash's options by opening up Intimidate and Parting Shot with that Incineroar.
Honestly, I have to give Feathers or however you pronounce his name, because it's going to use me for a while now. I have to give him the biggest of props, because back in season 4, season 3, he was kind of like what's the word? Kind of like what's the word? Kind of like a teacher-student thing, because I didn't know a whole lot about Pokemon at the time compared to what I know now, which isn't a whole lot, but still. And that season, he actually helped me test stuff. And like the final week, I think it was week 8, I had to go up against him, and I actually managed to beating him in that season, right after he had won the entire thing last season in season 3.
So you're at the beginning of his downfall then, his wash dark that he's been having for the last couple of seasons.
Nah, dude, that was week 8.
Yeah, well, Feathers did a really strong performance though so far this season. 4-0 now that we are standing, and he's looking really strong for playoffs.
Yeah, have you seen his team though? It is stacked.
Yes, he built a beautiful team. Really features all his strengths really, really well. He just built a really strong defensive core, and he can basically just outstall his opponents every single match.
But I'll have to say that it's probably the best team in the league.
Yeah, it's by far the most successful, well-balanced team, I think, outside of maybe the Calyrex team that 200's running.
Yeah, I personally, this regulation H tank has got me good, because that damn Calyrex is getting sent to the Shadow Realm where it belongs.
No more shadows from our Calyrexes. But yeah, we're opening up this match with a really strong just support lead. We see that Wigglytuff throwing off some knockoffs. We see Stealth Rock come out actually as well, which is a really fun tech. Just kind of break some stashes and take advantage of the fire weakness on Smash's side.
I would say that was a really smart move by Feathers, because just having Arcanine, Groudon, and all of it, especially that Volbeat, it's just an amazing move.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we see the Parasong come out from Feathers' side. And at this point, like, as long as Feathers can stay alive, like, he's forcing Smash to make switches that he doesn't want or take the sacks.
And then Lunala comes in, which is almost the perfect partner for Wigglytuff, because the Parasong won't affect it because it's Ghost type.
Exactly. And this is actually a covert cloak Lunala, so anything that Smash wants to do with reducing its stats with like Struggle Bug isn't going to work because of that covert cloak.
Yeah, I swear. Honestly, I was really hoping the restricteds would be in the next season, but no, well, it's fine. I have to make workarounds. Incineroar's just going to be even more popular.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be
Speaking
really hard
of Incineroar, this week I have seen in both divisions a Incineroar flare blitz in the sun and win.
Yeah, it's been doing some damage when you click it.
I now see why Incineroar is the best Pokemon in the entire game.
Yep. Fake out, parting shot, good bulk, decent attack, and fake out and intimidate. It's just too much. So yeah, we just really see this Incineroar sitting out here and just kind of being annoying. Like, there's not much that Smash can do against it.
Incineroar holds a special place in my heart because it was my starter in my first Pokemon game, which was Pokemon Sun for the 3DS XL. Just won my heart over, and it's my mom's favorite Pokemon, which just makes it very, very, very close to heart.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. So yeah,
literally, I was watching
all the work.
Yeah, Lunala finally goes down to a one-shot fling by the Tinkaton, which got me gasping.
Yeah,
like
that
the
was an
insane
insane tech by Smash. Actually, I was mocking with Feathers this week, and that was something that I anticipated coming on a different Pokemon. But Fling Big Nugget, 120 base power dark move, just takes that thing out immediately.
And then the most amazing move this turn from the Wigglytuff.
Encore, baby.
The Encore Fling.
And now that Tinkaton is basically useless.
Because they can't switch it out, because Groudon got taken out.
Absolutely. And that's just a really good read by Feathers. Just to have that as a prepared tech, and because he's in Trick Room, like, he's gonna go first, and he's gonna be able to do whatever he wants against this Wigglytuff or this Tinkaton.
And then Incineroar comes in with a Steel Chair and bonks Tinkaton out of existence.
Absolutely, and because
an amazing match played by Feathers.
Exactly. So really, really well played by Feathers. Going into game 2, we have to see how Smash adjusts, and this is where we get to see that Mienfoo really come in.
Now this I'm excited to see because I haven't seen these.
Yeah.
And dude, I just looked at the Walking Lake's name, JQ's mom.
Oh my goodness. There's too many running juxtapolar mods in this server. What are we gonna do?
Started with the Tuxisms.
Ugh, we will never end with the Tuxisms.
Yeah, started in season 3 and it's still going strong.
Of course, we wouldn't have it any other way. So at this point, Smash is putting on a lot of pressure with the Sun mode. Really brings that Wake in immediately and starts just clicking moves. And even though the Wigglytuff is eating all these hits, it's not really doing too much damage with just knockoff.
But it does remove a lot of threats.
Exactly.
Like
Clear Amulet,
especially
and Groudon's gone is the big one, so that Incineroar can intimidate.
And Incineroar surviving the Precipice Blades and Trick Room coming up is something that I was not expecting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bulky mon. Like, even super effective hits don't do too much after that Intimidate.
But it finally goes down to another Precipice Blades.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't see a double into that Groudon just to get rid of it.
Stealth Rock comes back up, and Moongeist Beam takes out the Walking Lake, which I'm surprised about. Considering the Groudon is the most threatening Pokemon on the field, considering that Walking Lake has the boost at speed.
Exactly. So now we see the Mienfoo come in.
Yeah, the fabled Mienfoo. Bye-bye Eviolite, welcome close combat.
41% to that Lunala with close combat. And Smash keeps it on the field because Feathers doesn't even think to attack it. Like, why would he?
Wait, what type is Mienfoo? Because won't Moongeist Beam be able to hit it?
It's a pure fighting type. So yes, it would have, but he was probably threatening damage into the more threatening Pokemon, and he didn't even think about that Mienfoo doing damage with its close combat.
Honestly, Terra type Water might have been a bad choice because I might just get comboed by so many different moves during this.
Yeah, I mean, Terra Water is a very safe Terra by Feathers. Just it has very few weaknesses, and it definitely resists the Sun mode really well. So I understand why he went for it, but it can definitely become an issue with all those neutral hits.
Personally, Terra. Let's see. Terra. What's a good Terra for this one? Terra Ground might have been good, but no, the Walking Lake would have got that. Well, Water's probably the best choice here.
Yeah.
Either that, or maybe like a Steel type with Rillaboom to get rid of Groudon if something happens.
Now this is a really fun tech that we see here. The Moonlight, because the sun is up, is gonna heal Lunala up 75%. So it went from 25 to full in one turn just because of the sun being up. Oh my gosh, Lunala is just eating hits and just dealing out damage bit by bit, and there's really nothing that Smash can do about it. He just kind of has to sit there and hope that he can take it out with a crit or something. You see that Incineroar come out.
Incineroar comes out. I'm surprised Arcanine's not running Defiant.
Does it get
Wait,
Defiant?
does Arcanine even get Defiant?
I think it gets Justified, which is when it gets hit by Dark kind of.
Yeah. I've seen way too many moves about that, considering with a Lucario and a Weavile.
Yeah, and that Moongeist Beam just hits that Arcanine for full. And
just like a railgun loaded up and fired.
Exactly. But at this point, Fathers is clearly in the driver's seat. There's not much Smash can do. Really-Tough eats that hit.
All it takes is one Trick Room.
And Parasong comes out. Trick Room's up. We're now seeing Feathers go first every time. He can protect, he can switch. And he just has to stall
as long as Lunala can survive, they win.
Exactly. We'll see another
hit. And the Moongeist beaming doesn't exactly help out Smash's case right now.
Yeah, and neither does that miss. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. But yeah, at this point, yeah, Smash says, I'm cooked. At this point, we just see the fake out. Groudon isn't going to be able to do enough damage to take out anything.
Precipice Blades takes out the Incineroar.
Oh my goodness. And yeah, all he has to do is come out, fake out the Rillaboom or Grassy Glide.
Yeah. And Groudon's just fucked.
Yeah. Well, really well played by both players, but well done to Feathers. 4-0. He's looking to make another run at the chip, so well played.
I'm excited to see him during playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. As his mock partner, it's really good to see him having this much success.
Now here we go. My personal favorite.
This was certainly a set. And by a set, I mean we saw one move get clicked. and it was Earthquake. Terra Ground, Earthquake, Rayquaza. This was just attack after attack, and Kingslayer had one strategy in mind, and it was let's click Terra Ground, Earthquake. And that's all it was.
Dealing amazing damage to a bulky Dialga. And the Trick Room in Prison is a very good idea.
Yeah. So this is actually game 2 and 3 of the set. He did lose game 1, but we did see the Terra Ground Rayquaza come out. And at this point, I think he just realized I needed to prevent Trick Room and just start spamming attacks. And boom! Oh my goodness. Iron Hands being one-hit KO'd on a physical side is absolutely...
a very rare sight.
Yeah, and that is a 3-turn game. So yeah, Rayquaza just skips 4 kills, just like that. And I'd also like to point out that because it's airlock, this Torkoal can't really do too much with that eruption.
Rayquaza's just it's a very underrated Pokemon, purely for the thing is that it literally stops 4 of the most popular team comps in all of Pokemon.
Yeah, really preventing that weather ability is just super, super valuable, especially in draft. So yeah, we see Lackey adjust this time with the taunt, preventing the imprison, but Quaza even doing 60% basically into a neutral hit on that Dialga.
And then the Dragonite comes out, which is a very scary Pokemon.
Yeah, absolutely. Extreme Speed, having that as an option. This Dialga, even though it's slow under the Trick Room, isn't going to be able to do too much, just because now it's threatened by Extreme Speed. And Torkoal can't do too much with Eruption either, because Sun's basically not up because of airlock.
If the Sun was up, it would have killed both of them.
Yeah.
And then that poor Iron Hands comes out.
Yeah.
Because it's about to get violated next turn. And also, I'd like to point out all Lackey's comments in the chat last turn. Well, no gawk for me.
Yeah, I blame JQ for all this.
Yeah. All those rounds on Death by AI and Gartic phone done mess with the brains.
Absolutely. We're absolutely cooked as a generation. And I fully blame JQ. Sorry about that, JQ. It's all your fault.
The heat death in the universe is going to be caused by us and Riz.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, really well played by Kingslayer. That Rayquaza, I think, picked up, 6 kills this set? 8 kills?
Let's see. It 3 turned. Let's see. That's 4 kills game 1. I mean, game 2. And then that is, what?
Another
3 kills?
3. I think it was 2 kills, because it died.
I'm pretty sure it was 3. No, it was 3, because it died to the Trick Room Iron Hands Ice Punch after it had killed Torkoal, Grimmsnarl, Dialga.
Dialga died to the Dragonite used to beat.
It got 6 kills then.
Yeah.
What an amazing Rayquaza.
Yeah, that's a really insane showing. Why prep when you can just click Earthquake Rayquaza, I guess?
Honestly...
Yeah, it was 7 kills. I went back and calculated it. 7 kills total in that set for the Rayquaza.
I would say Rayquaza is definitely a front runner for the best Pokemon of the week, but that Quilladin it haunts me, so
it's gonna haunt you. It's gonna be a hard competition. We got a late honorable mention with Electric Cramorant. I don't know if you saw this set earlier today, but this was really, really fun.
I did not see it, but Cramorant is interesting to me because I did use it. Well, I was considering using it last season as a counter to all the Ogre puns.
I see. So yeah, this is kind of like a Trick Room mode versus a Speed mode with a Koraidon Sun.
Koraidon, mama, that haunts me because I did my match today earlier against a Koraidon and got my ass kicked.
Oh my. Yeah, so we have the obvious Speed mode by Taco and more of the Trick Room mode on Electric side. Immediate Terra Ground from the Dugtrio brings both Pokemon down really low.
Was not expecting Fake Out.
Yeah, the Fake Out on the Infernape really just kind of prevents anything from happening this turn besides getting Trick Room set up on Electric side. And you might notice this Tangling Hair being hit into the Dugtrio makes it better for the Infernape and Trick Room.
Wait, did Solgaleo have weakness policy?
It did have a weakness policy, and it was activated by the Earthquake.
Ooh, that just makes it very deadly.
Yeah, now this thing's just basically able to take whatever hit it wants. But the Flutter Mane is stashed, and it's able to take out both these Pokemon because they're low with that Dazzling Gleam.
Honestly, a good team member for that would have been Sinistea or Poltergeist or whatever one has the healing ability, and then switch out Infernape for that, and then heal Solgaleo, because it would have been a good
boom,
and oh my dear God.
I don't know if this is a choice spam Cramorant, but Brave Bird killing a box legendary like that. I know it's super effective in stab, but that's insane damage.
Dude, if my Ice Beam can't kill that, if nothing can, but dear God, the fish did it. Or the bird.
Insane Cramorant showing, and it gets more gameplay in Game 2 as well.
My lord. This Cramorant is a menace to society, and I'm all for it.
Yeah. So we really have this...
is that Neutralizing Gas?
Neutralizing Gas is going to prevent the Sun Mode from the Koraidon, and really allow this Cramorant to eat a few more hits instead of being killed immediately by any of the Sun Mode. And Liquidation doing 50%. Oh, big play rough miss right there. But yeah, this Cramorant can really just kind of sit there and deal some damage.
Because Koraidon can't do anything to it. It's a flying and water type, so much it's extremely bulky, and it's not really only weak to rock and electric.
Yeah, I'm guessing a dragon move, if it had it, would definitely do solid damage. But as you can see,
Bastiodon comes out.
Yeah, and that did 61% to a Bastiodon.
Dude, it's super effective, but I had Bastiodon for a very short time. It is so bulky.
Yeah, and this thing's not known for its attack, this Cramorant. Like, this thing is just doing some insane damage. I have to assume it's banded at this point.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to agree with you.
And boom, another weakness policy activation. Foul play only doing 57, but boom, another liquidation takes out the Bastiodon. And now this thing's up to, what, 2 kills?
I don't know, but honestly, if Terra Ice Choice Band might kill a Rayquaza, that's a match we'll have to wait for.
Yeah. So interesting choice by Taco to not try doubling up the Solgaleo in this situation. Another kill for Cram right there.
It is interesting. And then Koraidon gets okay.
I wonder
Fluttermere? Yep. Comes out, gets special attack bonus, but then immediately gets 99%ed by Brave Bird.
And boom. I'm calling that a kill for Cramorant. That Sash didn't do anything besides keep it alive for 1 extra hit. But yeah. Insane.
That's like the majority wins.
Yeah. But that Cramorant went off. Really well prepped by Electric. Never was seen this coming in a million years by that Cramorant. So really, really fun to see that work out for him. And yeah, congrats on another great week to Electric. We got this awesome photo of the Cramorant by the moon.
Cramorant's just a really funny Pokemon.
It is. I do like it. It has a special place in my heart. It's just goofy.
Yeah, it's goofy, especially with its signature ability. It's just so funny to watch a Pikachu get spun out and get paralysis.
Excuse me. I just choked in my beer.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, good. We're all good. Wrong pipe. Anyways, moving on to our game of the week, which is Furret versus JQ in Game 1. And although he did end up losing the set, JQ had a really, really strong showing this game against Furret. And featured some really cool Pokemon like the Pikachu.
I think the Bayonet was better in the set.
Yeah, the Bayonet was awesome too. But doing some really, really big damage with Light Ball, obviously. Fake Out as an option. And Poltergeist and Trick Room just to make sure it gets as much damage off as it can in the situation. We see a Mental Herb.
And then the Mental Herb was a really good choice from JQ in this set.
Yeah, really preventing Trick Room from not going up. And yeah, now I can just click Poltergeist, really strong 100 base power stab move, and it's just going to do solid damage.
Honestly, Pikachu's putting off insane damage here against a resisted bulky target like Regidraco.
Yeah, Light Ball's really going to increase that damage, and oh my goodness, 64% into
Dude, Pikachu might be a really good Pokemon in Regulation H.
Yeah, it does have some fun techs, especially for draft, just with Fake Out, Static Nuzzle. Decent damage if you want the Light Ball route, Endeavor, Quick Attack. Like, it's definitely not bad.
Yeah, it's like a slightly slower Raichu on crap.
Yeah, in some ways. And it really depends on what you want. It's really good as a budget pick. I definitely like it. And yeah, we see JQ just kind of take this game away by putting himself in a good position by taking out the major threats.
also known as Pikachu. Two, what are they, 4-pointers? I know Bayonette's a 4-pointer, but I don't know about Pikachu. Probably like 6 or something.
I can't quite remember. I think it might be 4 or 5.
Oh, here. Two. Also, this game, I would say a good description would be 2 7 and below pointers take out a fully fledged team by a past champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Really fun to see. Well played by JQ. Unfortunately, didn't win the set, but yeah, really fun game, and cool to see Pikachu putting in the work, especially with the Bayonet.
And what will our next slide be?
And
Willie
last
versus
but not
Wally.
least, we have our set of the week. Willie versus Wally. Really fun. Really well played by both players. It was definitely really hard to choose set of the week this week, just because there's so many good sets, but this one was awesome. So yeah, let's go get right into it. We have Trick Room and Rain mode versus Trick Room bulky mode, pretty much. Willie's team's really well built with the Urshifu and the Necrozma Dusk main, and we've seen this Riolu put in some insane work with coaching and some other fun moves. On the other side, we have Wally's really good Rain team with the Arcalodon and the Trick Room mode with the Calyrex Ice.
Personally, Gav, I think the best Pokemon, like the 2 best Pokemon in the team is it's actually the lead for Wally right now, the Galachula Pelipper, because it eventually just puts out an insane amount of damage, and it can almost hit every single Thunder, even outside of Rain, because of its ability.
Yeah, we see Rain and Tailwind get set up for Wally, and as a result, he's able to just kind of click Rain boosted Hurricane News and just kind of eat hits away at the Urshifu.
Croagunk was a really good one for this match, because Croagunk's a really underrated Pokemon. It gets Sucker Punch, it gets Dry Skin, which makes it really good for Rain teams. It's just a really good underrated Pokemon.
Yeah, and it really matches up well against Willie this week, just because it resists fighting and can hit him back really hard with some of those fighting type moves itself.
I would say the only downside is that his restricted is a psychic type, which is really Croagunk's downfall here.
Mm-hmm.
But that Terra Water, the downfall of the century, because of the Arcalodon.
So this actually wasn't a Terra Water. This was Soak from the Pelipper, turning it into a water type.
Oh, I forgot about that. Pelipper, the Chad.
Yeah, really insane tech by Wally, and really well played to take this first game in the set against one of the better players in the league in Wally. Or in Willie.
Wasn't there a move like that in an earlier week?
It was the Trevenant Worst Curse to a grass type.
Let me guess, it got bodied by like a Torkoal or something?
It was actually a Hurricane from a Pelipper as well.
Oh. Dude, Pelipper's just a Chad.
Yeah, it's a really good Pokemon. Sets up the Rain and has solid special attack. So yeah, really well prepared by Wally, or by Willie in this case. Wally and Willie, gosh dang it. 2 similar names playing against each other. But Prankster Riolu with Sunny Day to prevent the Rain mode is really well played and really well prepped, and just kind of allows Willie to start setting up with the Necrozma.
Honestly, I get that he has Prism Armor, but I was expecting Weather Ball to do a lot more to a Steel type.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it's Assault Vest or something, but that thing did almost nothing. And now, only 28%.
Like, even from a super effective hit, that's a 100 base power move with no drop X.
Exactly.
You would expect it to do a lot of damage.
But at this point,
the Thunder connects.
We just see Willie take this game away with a setup Necrozma. Close combat.
I swear. Dude, if Necrozma Duskman gets set up, you're done for. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's too bulky and too strong to ignore. So yeah, Willie with a really strong 4-0 response in game 2, and that's going to bring us to our last game of the set and our feature for Weekly Heat. Who takes it? Guess we'll find out right here. So we see Willie leading with the friend guard Pavilion next to the Necrozma.
I would say Pavilion was a really good Pokemon. Like, it's underrated, because I'm pretty sure in this specific match it sleeps everything.
Yeah, Sleep Powder with the Compound Eyes is just really strong, 98% accurate, or something like that, and really just kind of treats it as a spore.
And if you want to give up your what's the word? Oh, and if you want to give up your bulkiness with Sash, you can bring one of the lenses and just get like a mini version of Spore.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do see the Pelipper wake up early and Hurricane that thing down to a Sash. But at this point, Tailwind's up. He can keep clicking Sleep Powder and keep attacking with that Photon Geyser. And Terra fighting on the Calyrex is definitely not good in the face of this Necrozma.
Yeah. It's possibly the worst Terra type you could do, aside from maybe Poison, because it just gets bonked by the Psychic types.
Yeah. I am curious what the thinking
really
was
surprised.
from Molly for bringing Terra fighting, because it really doesn't
Honestly,
seem like that'd be what
if I had to
want.
guess, Terra Blast, Terra Fighting, Urshifu Dark, and the Bear.
Yeah, I suppose
two very
so.
threatening Pokemon.
But with the Necrozma in your face, is that really what you want to be tarrying into?
Like Willie's team is possibly like probably the second best team in the league. It's a very good team.
Yeah, and definitely one of the best players in the league to be running it. So really scary combo. But
personally, I'd say the two front runners for the league champion for season. What season are we in? Are we in 5 or 6?
Season 6. This would be season 6.
All right. I'll say the two front runners is Willie, and let's see, Willie, Kingslayer, and Feathers.
Yeah, Feathers is looking really good this season. Willie's looking really good this season, and a bunch of other really strong performers like 200 Candies. So yeah, it's gonna be a really close race for the playoffs this season, and I'm excited to see how it goes. But yeah, that brings us to the end of our scheduled program. Thank you all for watching, and as always, submit your weekly Heat submissions for the next week. Get those games in so we can feature these early as possible. And yes, thanks Steel for joining us. Hope you had a good time.
I did. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to just watch myself get my ass kicked over and over again by Aquilodin. So, yeah, just I'm coming for you.
Yeah. Well, you know what to say.
I might have a
Experience is the best
playoffs,
teacher.
but next season, I'm gonna get your goat with a Typhlosion.
All right. We were looking forward to it. But yeah. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and we will catch you guys next week. Bye for now.